Time to get on into our championship match for the VPL Summer Open North America. It's Tribe going up against Nova for the title of the best team in North America.
Welcome to Game 1 of the VPL Summer Open North American Championship. My name is Humanist. I'm joined once again by the ever-lovely X-Scoundrel. X-Scoundrel, we have two of the best teams in the world ready to duke it out.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be probably the best matchup that you'll see across the entire weekend. Two incredible North American teams, Tribe and Nova. Nova, a very, very mechanical, prowess-orientated team, and you've got some incredible players like Truth, starting all over Delphi, young players who are known for their mechanical god skills. And then you have a very polished team in the form of Tribe, and actually you can see Chuck, ex-TSM player, now playing on Tribe, subbing in for Zio.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see Chuck coming in for the squad. I saw Zio lurking in chat. I'm pretty sure it was Zio lurking around. I'm sure he's interested to see how this is going to go ahead and work out here today. But the way you describe these teams, do you kind of see Nova as just like more mechanically skilled, but the stronger team is Tribe?
I think it's difficult to say that they are significantly more mechanically skilled, but it's kind of what Starting and Truth were known for. You know, they just were some of the best mechanical players in North America. I mean, Starting had one of the best Ringos for a reason that his stutter step was, you know, probably the best Ringo stutter step I've ever seen.
Dude, give me some Ringo in my life.
I know, dude, I know. But it's more that Tribe are just, you know, very polished in terms of their overall map play. You know, I would argue that Starting and Truth are probably more mechanically skilled than someone like Chuck, for instance. But I would say Max is up there as one of the most mechanically skilled players in North America as well.
For sure. I think it's a hard argument to make. It's more like these players had the style of making these solo and individual plays, and well, we'll find out here by the end of today who is the better player, or who are the better players, who is the better team overall. If you had to make a prediction for this series coming into it, which way would you lean?
That's so tough. I don't know. I think Tribe without Zio is definitely a Tribe that is weaker. I actually probably would go against the grain. I would probably be saying 2-1 Nova.
Interesting. And
what about you? What about you, Humanist? What would you vote?
Honestly, I think it's 50-50. I think it's right down the middle. This is a really hard one to call here. If I had to go 51-49, I'd go to Tribe.
Oh, okay, it's nice to have that bit of dichotomy, you know. But yeah, I think overall both of these teams are incredible. There's not much between them. I just have a funny feeling. You know, when you just got a funny feeling about something, you know.
Oh, I know all about that funny feeling, but we'll talk about that after broadcast as Eco's getting melted down. Nice guillotine wall to peel. First blood, double blood, going over to Tribe.
Damn, well, maybe I was wrong. Tribe definitely looking good right now.
You're dead wrong.
I know, I'm dead wrong, dude. Tribe still in an incredible position, although you can see Truth has got that scaling Baron that we've talked about a lot, Starting also scaling very nicely on the Scarf. So I think if this gets towards late game and you can find a way to isolate School potentially, or at least put pressure on him, I do think I favor what Nova have brought to the table. However, I don't know if many of you guys have known, but I've watched a bit of Joseph's stream from time to time. Joseph's jungle flicker is legendary. It is a legendary pick.
It is so toxic.
It's not toxic. It's a real pick, and it's very
If you're
good.
Playing against it, it's toxic. It's the worst.
Absolutely.
You don't want to play against it. Yeah, let's go ahead and break it down. There was a bit of an invade, but let's break this flicker down.
All right, so Flicker, basically, it works the same way as you see sometimes Captain Flickers playing. The one item that makes Flicker good on this current update is Pulse Weave. And what it does is it allows Flicker to be more than a walking scout cam, which is kind of what he was previously. It allows him to have an engage tool that really functions nicely with that stealth, because you can stealth engage on Pulse Weave, but you can also just flat out engage with Pulse Weave and then just pop your B in the middle of their team like this, and that starts to slow everybody down. It's an incredible engage tool, and it allows you to set up fights on your terms. Also, it does a surprising amount of damage, and Flicker's quite tanky.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's got amazing synergy there, and you know, there's nice things that Flicker already brings to the table, like his ability to just kind of de-ward the map, take down vision very easily, very naturally. So that's all he needed: a little durability, a little tank up some damage. Erica jumped forward plus a turret shot. I kind of froze up as Joseph was getting lit up, but he'll be able to get himself back. In fact, thinking about jumping into the river here, where 3 of his teammates are clashing with Delphi, Eco, and starting. The Crystal Treant is spawned up, and these teams both want to go ahead and get over onto this buff. Eco trying to be the front line, dropping low. He's going to have to get back here. Sketchy situation, but Truth has waddled his Baron way down from the top lane. And Crystal Buff does go over to Tribe after all of that and rotating the Baron down.
Yeah, Old School, nice rotation from him. And also picks up the Crystal Buff for his work. He's now, oh, wait a second, he might be going toe-to-toe here. He does.
Toe to floor.
Toe to floor, I think is a better way of describing it.
And now Joseph, he's in there trying to show us the power. Starting, winds up that Dragon's Breath. He'll go forward. Look at this little dragonfly. He is so quick. Able to get one, now in a good position to get onto this Crystal Treant. Nova bringing the pressure right back the other way. In fact, they will get it. And with that other CP buff being dropped down, now they're both on the side of Nova. Gotta feel good about that one if you're a Nova fan.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good take. I think Old School just maybe disrespecting that rotation coming out from Erica on the Reza, and now Old School again taunted up, dead.
Oh my goodness, that was just a good old-fashioned beatdown.
Yeah, and also just because they knew that the healing flask was not there for Old School, so
Joseph!
absolutely.
Oh, Joseph just ended Erica. Oh, that was the 2 versus. I mean, his team was there, but that was a 2 versus 1. Joseph did that. Joseph made it happen. Most mechanically skilled player on the map.
Hey, dude, Joseph's Flicker, we talked about it. It's a thing to be reckoned with. The Pulse Weaver's online now. That is a item spike for him, and he's going to allow to be functioning and kind of a roaming gank squad with this particular item.
I'm excited to see what they can get done as time goes on here. They'll secure up weapon buff onto School, and now move into Ghostwing area, where they do have vision control in the pit. There is vision control from Nova on the top brush up towards the middle lane side. Nova are not going to give this away for free, though. They sniff it out. They know something's happening. They'll go ahead and force Tribe off of this. Tribe going to respect the fact that Nova are down here, that they're capable of getting some work done. Go ahead and move down. It looks like they're positioning. They're just waiting to figure out where there's no good opening. Nova's positioning is so good that they can't go for the Ghostwing. They can't go for the turret either. But Max Green has made his way down here now. Joseph looking for the engage. He's on to Delphi. Truth stays at range. Delphi rooted up. Looks like Delphi's going to go down. No, with the fountain, he stays alive. Nova able to turn it around with Chuck falling first. Looking for Old School next. Thank goodness Mooncloak came out, because that would have been Tribe losing at least 1 or 2 more. And with that, this is Nova into the Ghostwing pit right here. There's vision down from Tribe, but nothing that they can do.
Yeah, Nova finally get the first major objective on the map in the form of that Ghostwing. And again, you didn't need to win the team fight in terms of actual kills, but just by forcing Tribe back to base, it bought you enough time. And you've got a Baron with 1 item finished. You've also got a Scarf. They will rip through something like a Ghostwing very quickly. And you can see the health regen has already made them healthy enough to siege that tier 1 turret too. So this is a good start for Nova. And now they just need to look to rotate, take more objectives, and maybe now they could group up and go for this top lane tier 1. The wave isn't quite in their favor, and it would take a bit of time to get there, but it's definitely on the cards.
What's interesting is they're in a great position to take down this top lane and apply a lot of pressure on the map. At the same time, Erica's still down in bottom, and they will have to rotate on this because Erica capable of getting a lot of work done as well. And yeah, nope, that's top turret going down fairly easily. Actually, a lot faster than I even imagined it would. With that, Nova rotate back on the map. Tribe can't even shove in mid at all.
Yeah, and actually, right now, Nova on the front foot. Maybe I should go back to my original prediction, Humanist. I can't back out. I'm not backing out. I'm on the Nova hype train. Not backing out of this one. I think that
around. I mean, you know, this is your life. Live it.
I'm actually wore flip-flops today, so maybe I'm allowed to do that.
I mean, you don't have to wear the flip-flops to flip-flop as a caster. It is okay. It's only chat that was going to rip on you, and you know, I'm sure they won't clip it at all. If you are wrong, talk about it later. Erica trading down in bottom. Erica's doing just fine. In fact, Tribe are going to go ahead and rotate out, get back to the base. A couple breaking points being picked up across the map simultaneously. School's Kinetic has the breaking point. Truth's Baron has the breaking point. Both these teams ready to go.
Yeah, and like this is hitting item spikes that we should have seen from Vision much earlier in the game right now. Truth also not heavily investing into defense, knows that the offensive items are key, especially 3 items minimum are key on Baron to make him function in these later team fights. and you can see picking up the critical strike. Dude, big
he's got
fan.
minions, I'm telling this is what you do. Like, you can get the weapon infusion, but look at that guaranteed crit to start things off. I'm loving it. Instant breaking point stacks. Now he doesn't follow up on it, so it's not like the most ideal usage we've ever seen, but it means that like he scared him off. There was no way they're gonna stand and trade there. And now Tribe, you see him kind of in an unfamiliar position where they're being slightly outclassed in the rotations movements across the map. Now, Mooncloak, Gabe Bizzle drops the gauntlet, but the block by starting to get back. A nice getting wall to knock Truth into the gauntlet wall and stun him up, but he stays alive. Truth gets a couple basic attacks. He's gonna reset and reposition. Can he? He jumps forward.
Right to the back.
Oh, Truth has no fear. He only fights Holy Nova, and we don't even have a grace. Nova take 3 down. They lose nothing. We're 11 minutes in, and Nova is putting the pedal to the metal.
That right there is 4D chess Baron. Just knowing that a lot of that movement and closing gap potential has been used right there to get onto Truth's position. Why not just jump to the black, split the team, take the pressure off your teammates, and create a very interesting decision for Tribe to have to make in that team fight? Do we peel back to deal with Truth and the Baron, or do we try and take these low HP health bars down in front of us who aren't quite such high priority? That was a really nice split of focus for Nova, and Old School now to walk straight to his death, surely here. Maybe Tribe can save him though.
Old School trying to make something happen. He sees an opening. They may be able to collapse and find a kill. In fact, it looks like, again, Delphi in a bad spot here. Delphi doesn't have his ultimate. He must go down. In fact, he will. That's the 4th kill of the game for Tribe, and maybe an opportunity for them to get in onto this Ghost Wing here. Maybe clear out some vision, but definitely an opening for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Delphi, whilst he is a key member of the team, it might not be enough to allow Tribe to go straight for this. I think there definitely will be a contest here. Nova, definitely, you can see with the Baron ultimate coming out.
Yeah, this is forcing Tribe back. Tribe, interesting position. Eco only level 7, so they won't find that stun. Look at the Dragon's Breath burning on through. Tribe can't handle the heat. They're going to take down a double kill with that one Baron attack at the end, splashing on through. What the nuts? That's the ace, and Nova Esports are dominating Tribe Gaming here in game 1.
Nearly 10k gold for Nova. They took a very small advantage and ran with it, and now they are looking like an insurmountable lead is opening up right now. Nova are very much in the driving seat here. They're going to go straight for Blackclaw off the back of that Ghost Wing, take a quick 1-2 punch, as well as picking up a bit of pressure in the bot lane too. This is Nova's game to lose right now, Humanist.
You know, it's interesting. Like, on one side, you have 3 damage dealers. On the other side, 2 damage dealers. And when you're behind, it definitely doesn't feel good to be not having as much damage to stack up. And Nova are doing a great job to capitalize on that. It's like at this point, with Truth being online, who do you choose to go for? You can't let the Baron just hammer on you. He's just stacking up breaking point. Plus, he's just going to get stronger as the fight goes on. The res is going to get into the back line so easy, and if you're not at the same time, you got starting on a Scarf. You're just raining down Spitfires. Speaking of, they're onto this turret. Turret's going to go down fairly quickly here. Little taunt over the wall from Delphi, looking to cause some trouble. Chuck, one attack from Truth drops him low. Eco, he's pretty low. They're fighting inside the gauntlet. Bada Boom disrupts the fight. Truth finds the Malign. Now only 1 damage dealer for Tribe. They're splitting, running like, oh my goodness, dropping like flies, we could say. Armory is down, and it looks like Nova are about to close this game out here. And I took 51-49 on the series, but things not looking quite good for my predictions at this point, as Tribe loses game 1 in under 14 minutes. Numbers are hard.
Have you seen Tribe lose a game like that? I don't think Tribe have lost since preseason.
I've never seen Tribe lose a game.
Nova on the cusp of their very first championship victory. It's about time we head on to Sovereign's Rise. Kick this thing off. It's Tribe up against Nova. It's game number 2. I'm going to pass it over to Excoundrel and Humanist to talk you through the last of the summer VPL action.
Here we go for game 2 between Nova and Tribe. I hope you guys are ready, because this is surely going to be fireworks. My name's Humanist. I'm joined by Scoundrel one more time. And these are some strong compositions right here, my man. I do not know what to expect.
I mean, if you look over the side on Nova, if it ain't broke, don't fix it is kind of the way that they're running with this. Pretty much everybody on similar heroes. The only change is that Erica Kane is going to be on the Lance instead of the Reza, but it pretty much functions the same way. You're still relying on Truth. You're still relying on starting to be the major powerhouses on the team. I think what we see from Tribe is a bit more comfort. Max is going to be on his patented Grumpjaw. Old School is going to be going back to something that we've known him play for years now, which is that Vox. Joseph's going to be on his Fortress. I mean, these are just comfort picks for Tribe. And it also has the element of being a really solid teamfight composition as well.
I'd love to see Joseph on the Fortress with this Vox coming out for school. Like you said, I mean, this is comfort. They just play together so incredibly well. The synergy between these two heroes, let alone what these guys can do as a squad. I'm scared for both of these. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this was the first place on the line for Tribe. No, but one game away from taking first place in the VPL Summer Open for North America. This is pretty tense stuff. And both teams gonna kind of slow roll it in the first 2 minutes of this one.
Yeah, and this is a team that was kind of cobbled together for VPL. I know that the coach left was really sort of keen to get these guys back on and play at a high level, and they have certainly been performing well, taking that game off Tribe in what seemed like a very easy fashion for them. But they have again got a slightly different composition to go toe-to-toe with this time round. There's a little bit more contention in terms of late game scaling with the Vox. Vox still scales quite nicely, still has that option to all in onto a Baron or a Scarf in a team fight once he's built up those breaking point stacks. So things just change a little bit round this time. Maybe not going to be so easy. Maybe Tribe have learned from their mistakes in the first game, not going to give away too many of those global objective fights.
I mean, a lot of damage coming out onto Erica. Erica is going to be fine, looking to bait under the turret and turn around with an impale. I think what really stands out to me when we look at Old School's Vox is he has a great sense for when he has, and for knowing like when he has just enough breaking point stacks to fully engage. Like I think he does that better than almost anybody.
I mean, he's had years and years and years of experience with him, so you'd expect a guy of his caliber on Vox to be able to do that kind of play, and he's, like you said, one of the best in the world at making that decision. And that is one of the hardest bits about playing Vox. Yeah, you can use your Sonic Zoom, you can kite, a lot of people can do that. It's all about knowing when to change from defensive to aggressive.
And Old School has an eye for it. Tribe has 3 up towards that top healing treant, while down in bottom a bit of an engage breaks out in the river. Eco is a slow moving river troll, and he's going to need starting to bail him out of this one. In fact, Delphi's made his way over. First blood happened up in the top lane. God, goodness gracious me, oh my, oh, rockin' Ohio.
I mean, that was a really good rotation from Chuck and Joseph there, specifically because Chuck knew that the contest was going on the CP buff. He knew and could keep tabs on where Scarf was at all times in that situation. So he made a very easy rotate, knowing the mid lane wave wasn't getting shoved in, and they could punish a Erica who'd already had that flask burn earlier under the tower. So that was a really good move by the Tribe guys. Much better from than this time round.
Tribe guys, I like that branding. Tribe guys. All right.
I got it. What kind of burgers do they do?
Buffalo burgers. Back to the game though, 1-0 in favor of Tribe. 4 minutes in, almost 1k net worth. No, not quite. I mean, on their way to 1k net worth advantage. Eco doing his best to hold this lane back, but Chuck flexes on this Finn, forces Eco under that turret, and that means the starting's gonna lose at least like 3-4 minions there.
Absolutely, starting as well, constantly putting pressure on, but he's actually a little bit further behind this time round. And again, I think Chuck's made very clever plays. Hasn't given away too much compared to the previous game, and I think Tribe overall are making smart, clean the rotations. They're abusing the weak point of Nova, which is that top lane Lance. That is the weakest point in the map, and you can see the constant rotations towards that top side of the map to take pressure off. Especially that top side CP buff, but it looks like Nova are trying to contest it this time around. Nova
dropping the Spitfire, nice vision down will signal the Tribe is rotating over for this. Now, this is a 5 versus 4. Baron's not here. CP buff does go the way of Tribe, so this is a nice strong rotation from them. And they find Erica. I don't think they chase Erica down just yet. Old School will get a little bit of damage down. And Truth just kind of wandering around bottom right now. Let's see, what's the plan here from Truth? He wants to go ahead and contest this crystal buff, but this is sketchy.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to commit too hard with just a Serpent's Mask as a Baron. And the plan from Truth is just the same as usual, farm up. Now, what Truth has done is he's taken the turret very early on. If you speak to Leon, there is a specific strategy called... Okay, well, Leon, I guess I do because I'm on the European server, but there is a specific strategy called don't take the turret strategy, which is something that Leon likes to do when he's in bot lane. And it really is supposed to be about making sure the wave doesn't push too far up in that bot lane, meaning you can constantly farm and get a massive level advantage and a massive CS and gold advantage as the weapon power carry, making you a really powerful mid-game force. When you take that bot lane tier 1 turret, you can't overextend and constantly farm because it's a lot more risky because you're on the opponent's side of the map.
Yeah, so if you're farming, it's maybe not the best thing to do, but if you want to fight, it's definitely the thing to do. And Joseph drops Nova, finding an easy kill, looking for Gabe Bizzle. They'll find it. Erica, nice knockback into the turret there. Tribe will kind of collapse down here as Max Green jumps on in, a little bit of splash damage. Old School looking to get some work done, but he doesn't have a breaking point. And I'm like, yo, my man, what are you doing right there? As Nova take 3 kills, and now we'll look to apply a little bit of pressure onto this turret. Surely this turret's going to start firing back at them as Max Green and Chuck do everything they can to hold on.
Yeah, not the most fruitful of engages for Tribe there, Humanist. But regardless, I don't know if it's enough time bought for Nova to go for Ghostwing, and that will be the silver lining. However, Truth manages to rate down to the bot lane. I mean, Max is doing a really lovely job of shoving big waves into Truth here. He's going to get a huge amount of gold and experience just off these waves bouncing towards him in the bottom side of the map.
Yeah,
wait a second, we've got an engagement mid.
Max, actually. And Pale up. Joseph, once again, forward, not incredibly tanky, knocked back, actually maybe helping him a little bit as Max Green shows up to the party. He's looking for starting. He'll find Delphi and Eco. Delphi, a nice little 2-man trash talk over the wall. Love a little good trash talk during competition. And once again, Old School, you don't have the items. You got to be very careful. They turn it around. The Fountain keeping alive Nova just for a second here. The Ion Cannon drops on down. It's going back the other way. Nova find their footing. Looks like Gabe will be dropping Old School, trading with Delphi. Delphi kind of just waiting for maybe Truth to get into position. Truth's like, team, there is actually farm to be had. Gabe, can he dodge out the Spitfire? Yeah, he dodges one. Starting 1-2 basic attacks. Spitfire won't land. Goops down 2-3 basic attacks. Trays his own life over, but it is worth it.
But the Crystal Treant goes over to Truth, and Nova, Delphi and Truth are now going to clean up that bottom side of the jungle. So realistically, in the end, a decent advantage across the board.
That kill too, just throwing it in there.
Yeah, School did pick up a kill, and actually is now 2-1. So realistically, you'd say that was a pretty even trade, but the very small bottom jungle advantages that Nova have managed to pick off here probably give them just a very slight edge in that scenario.
Things are getting dangerous as dangerous can be. Once again, it feels like a bit of deja vu as Eco is just pinned against this middle lane T1 turret here. Chuck consistently shoving this forward. Eco only level 5. All he can do is try and hold this lane. But, you know, the thing is, Starting's trying to get as much farm off the map as possible, so he's consistently a little bit late there. Doesn't lose too much, so not a big deal. And the story continues up on top. Erica, 2 versus 1. Old School trying to trade here. He's double buffed up. They want to pressure the turret. That's their key objective. But the jump forward, they'll be able to get the Lance. Eco, he shows up, but too late to the party. And Joseph and Old School, if they get some minions forward, they should be able to get in here and take this turret down. In fact, they're going to go ahead and focus down Eco. Surprising stuff. He'll go ahead and keep himself alive with the self fountain there. Turret's definitely going to fall. Nobody else has rotated over. And there you go. Got the kill, got the turret. Old School will be moving over. He's got this breaking point in the weapon infusion now. This guy's ready to start firing off.
Yeah, 4-1-2. Great position for Old School to be on one of his signature heroes, and he's going to be very happily now making heavy rotations left, right, and center, trying to punish Nova. They have the item spikes that come online a bit better for Vox than they do for Baron. And Tribe feel confident enough to go outright for the Ghostwing, knowing that they just cleaned up a couple of members who will be back at base for Nova.
This feels like a massive power spike over here for Tribe. Let us not forget that this Baron does have breaking point double minions foot right now. I mean, if he's able to get a couple attacks off in the beginning of the fight completely unhindered, it could be good for them. But there's the jump in. Tribe pull the trigger. They go in. Starting is down. Looking for more. It's Delphi next on the menu. I'll go ahead and let the wolves stay after them because they've got bigger dragons to fry over in the pit. They'll take down Ghostwing. Max finds Truth, but with this, Tribe, honestly, building up a bit of momentum in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the weaker points for this Nova composition has been Erica on this Lance in the top lane. He didn't go for a Stormguard banner. He didn't go for Storm Crown. It meant his wave clear was a little bit subpar compared to most top laners that look to invest in that kind of item. Going for the pulse sweep first is great, but if you're not team fighting, it's not going to work out. And that's been a sore spot that has been, whoa, that's a lot of damage onto Truth. That is a sore spot that's been punished by Tribe over and over again. That's allowed them to get huge topside advantage and specifically old school advantage on this Vox.
I love the scout camp down in the brush here. I'm not sure the Nova actually realized that was down. Joseph goes ahead and marks target with the Ghost Wing buff. Tribe obviously feeling confident. They do not have Max Green with them. Max Green also holding a Crucible for his team, so I'm sure they'd love to group up and kind of fight together. About 45 more seconds, 40 seconds or so, we will have this Black Claw spawning on the map, and it'll be another point to fight over on the map. So I expect another team fight rather soon.
Yeah, let's have a look at item spikes as well. You can see starting's now at 2 items. He does get caught out here very heavily by Chuck. I think starting's dead.
Chuck just bodied starting. That was pretty good stuff.
Well, Merlin does that, dude. When she's got that aftershock online, now also with the Dragon's Eye, Merlin will pick off those squishies very heavily. Chuck now looking to be aggressive.
This is Tribe. Tribe's got it right here. Wait for it. It's going to come over the top. Look at Joseph stacking up the breaking points. He's going to get at least one. They will get the turret off of this as well. Now Erica's in. Erica's going to die as well. This is it. They're online. How many times have we seen this story? But a bada boom? Oh, we've never seen this version of the story. Bada boom will disrupt Tribe off. Fountain blown by Gabe Vizzle keeps his teammates alive. We can tell Blocks just making stuff happen right now. And Nova, they got to be really careful not to misstep. There is a lot of strength coming out of I was gonna say starting all over Scarf. Down at bottom, Chuck finds another solo kill as he takes down Truth.
Yeah, at this point it just feels like, I mean, a couple of these plays have looked fantastic from Nova, but realistically, Tribe are all over them. It feels like they're just leaving Truth to farm. They're like, okay, let's just give up team fights. Hopefully don't give up too much on the map, and then let Truth get to the late game. That kind of maybe feels like the game plan that they're running with right now, but Tribe are doing such an excellent job of punishing at left, right, and center. They're going for global objectives. They're looking to be aggressive, and right now they're going for Black Claw.
They are indeed. And this is, for the most part, no, it's uncontested. Ion Cannon will be too early to find that steal. Blacklaw unleashed. Score now 12-6 in favor of Tribe. 13 minutes in. 4K net worth advantage as they'll start to march in towards mid. Looking for an opening. Chuck on the front line. Look at that damage coming out into Eco. Makes them look like a squishy mage right there with the damage that they put out. Weapon infusion popped for Truth, level 11. He'll be looking to get onto one of these squishier targets. Gauntlet comes down by Gabe, blocked off as they're able to get back. Eco and starting melting. They'll fall simultaneously. Tribe do not care. The Wolves are out. They're running in. This is a real team engage right here as they go with no mercy. Double kill for Chuck. They are deep in the base, juggling the damage like some clowns, and they're out of there. Black Claw will take down the T2 as Tribe take a massive team fight victory.
I mean, that was insane. I can see what Max is trying to do, looking for a flank play with his teleport boots. He's trying to do the troll Grubja ultimate teleport to base move that Max likes to pull off. Right there, you saw Truth actually reflex block the Grubja ultimate, which is a big block for him. But regardless, that heavy engage gave with the perfect Crucible, followed up with I Love Joseph, obviously having the ultimate from the Fortress. They dove in and punished that lead that they have over Nova. Nova, however, did steady the ship, and they didn't lose an armory, which is massively important because it allows them to control waves at the same pace that they were previously. They're not going to naturally be pushed in one lane right now, and actually, they're going straight for Ghostwing.
We're going straight for Ghostwing, but there's also the movement coming down from Tribe. Tribe have to realize what's happening. It feels like a bold call to just go for this if they did.
I think it would be really underestimating Tribe's ability to react, just given the place that they are in. I think they must have assumed Tribe were either just in their own jungle or backing off, which they were, but Tribe were very well aware of the fact that Nova had telegraphed their move over to Ghostwing, and now Tribe are the ones setting up for this. I just don't think Nova have the item spikes to contest right now. I think it would be silly to try and contest Ghostwing.
They have so much movement speed, the ability to stick onto targets, not to mention the mobility coming out of the Vox. Oh! Skull grabs the Golok. Oh, man, he's just styling now. This is
that was a resonance balance, by the way.
It was. Oh man,
Yeah.
that was nice stuff right there. I'm digging it. You can tell. Old School's feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of his best heroes you'd expect him to. And he's now working towards, well, I think that's likely going to be, what do you think this last item is going to be? A spell sword or a sorrow blade? Would be my two guesses.
Hard to say. Hard to say. I mean, I guess he could just. I'm not even.
I think spell sword's viable. I think spell sword's viable because the cooldown increase on the sonic zoom.
Yeah.
I genuinely think spell sword's a pretty viable last item. You just don't have the same amount of damage, but it's all about kiting.
Just feeds into that ability to be mobile through the fights. Like they have the war treads, they have the fortress to increase move speed. Everybody's saving their boots for when those two things aren't being used. Then you got the sonic zoom to dash around, Vanguard slingshotting people in and around the fights. Max can continue to close distance. Like, they just have so many tools to jump around these fights. Crystal Treant pulled back, taken. Old School, Jesus, on the front line trying to really make something happen here, and he sure is. Look at this Vox go. Eco trying to tank up for the fight, pulls back with a polite company. He can't really do enough. No, nice force accord will disrupt the fight, but Eco's fallen. Erica with the Githian wall into the nice impale. Do they have some follow-up here? Ion Cannon comes down, but Joseph and Max stay alive. They've split Malene apart from the fight. School's fallen, and that's the biggest strength for Tribe right now. So the chase is on. They want Chuck, and they want Chuck bad, but who doesn't really? We can talk about that later as well, Scoundrel. Tribe kiting back, looking to turn around and get the damage down. Delphi's in with the damage. The Jawbreaker has the stun. The controls there as Nova flipped this game on its head. Still down in overall net worth, but picking up 3 kills for 1.
Dude, I mean, if you look at the way that fight played out, Tribe was so invested in trying to take down Erica and Delphi, who at this point are really tanky, that even though the gauntlet came through, you had a lot of time gifted over to Starting and to Truth to build up the stacks in their Dragon's Eye and Breaking Point. And by the time that they actually got back into the fight, Tribe had clumped up around that front line. Splash damage and AoE damage coming out from the Scarf and the Baron made it very easy for them to try and clean up the squishies in the fight. And also, again, Delphi's Tony ultimates have been insane.
Nice attempt to go ahead and steal away that Black Claw. It will be unleashed by Nova. The good guys Nova unleashing the dragon. You know, Dragon doesn't like to be pinned up. In fact, he's angry, and he's so happy that he's been unleashed. He's going to fight for them. He's down in the mid lane here. Nova looking to pull this one out of the bag, and how amazing that would be to come in 2-0 against Tribe. Tribe have to take a good fight here. They cannot lose this fight, you know? So my question is, like, I wonder, are they going to play a little bit more defensively, look to just take out this Blacklaw, or do they get in there and try to find a couple kills and go ahead and flip this back the other way? Tribe stay in their base for now. Max Screen, he's into Nova. The gauntlet comes down from Gabe. They're looking for Starting. Have they found him? It looks like it, but the Fountain keeps Starting alive. He's trying to kite back. He will go down. School's deep on the back lines. He takes down Truth. That's the double kill for the Vox. It's time to dance, baby. You're on ice. It's the musical Tribe Gaming version right here. Lion King's got nothing on it. Max Green squares up with Delphi while the rest of his team will push on forward. Looks like Max will be able to shove Delphi out. Blacklaw still alive. And with this, Tribe will just march down into this bottom lane. We got 12 seconds for Starting on the respawn, 18 on Eco, 11 on Truth. They'll get in. This bottom turret's going to drop. They're onto the Armory, or did they get onto the Vein Crystal? And it's questionable decisions. They get onto the Army right away. Gabe moves out mid. The rest of his team dips out down bottom. Blacklaw still alive, team. And Max Green still chasing Delphi. Erica moving forward, does get the engage onto the Fortress. It looks like they're going to lose Fortress at minimum. Maylene taking a lot of damage. She's in a bad place. Max Green pulls up, looking to recall out. Woo! That's also calculated. Man, this guy just living on the edge. Oh my goodness, Scoundrel. What a fight here. What a turn of events.
I feel like I haven't talked for about 3 minutes. That was really long.
I was having a good time. Maybe you should just stop talking.
Maybe I should. I think what happened there was, again, exactly what we called out Old School for at the start of the game. Knows when to be aggressive. He dived right to the back line. Starting and Truth were kind of blocked up by that gauntlet, and that was Old School's opportunity to dive in, build breaking point stacks on the weaker members of the team, and he did very easily. Burst down the Scarf, burst down Truth eventually, but the mistake that I think they made is they committed too many people to the bot lane armory rush and not enough people to clearing Blacklaw, who ended up trading Armory for Armory. Now, I think I would prefer to have an Armory down in the bottom side of the map. It means it's more easy to control the wave around Ghostwing, and also will draw pressure furthest away from Blacklaw. However, it's an Armory for an Armory trade at the end of the day, and Nova have still kept this into within 4K. And at this point in the game, 4K is less damaging as it would have been at about 10 minutes.
Truths have been spoken by our dear Scoundrel. This game could go either way. Tribe taking the game means we go to game 3. Nova taking this game means it is their championship. And Joseph has been caught out one more time with nowhere to go. Nova will take down the Wolf, making this a 5 versus 4 on the map. 35-second respawn time on the Fortress, and Tribe will bide their time.
How much time do they have to work with till the next big global objective comes up? I'm assuming Ghostwing is going to be spawning fairly soon. I wasn't keeping track of the timers though, I'm a bad person. They look like they're trying to catch out Chuck though, who's already had to use boots and his B. That will get him out though, in this situation.
You're not going to catch
Tribe
Chuck
still
like that.
Nah, but the Tribe's still in a very risky spot.
Max Green has been showing that he sure loves some risky plays, and I'm sure probably feeling comfortable in the moment. Sometimes pressure brings out the best in folks.
Max has been a solid player for Tribe throughout many. I mean, look at his build. He's gone for why is his build? Teleport boots for the troll Max Green ultimate teleport, but then he's built journey boots as well to make sure that he can get into position for it. He looks to be like really all-inning on this play.
No, it's like two different things. Like one is for just like securing one guaranteed kill. The other one is like so he can reset and team fight over and over.
But this is like it's an item slot that he's taking up, and the only other 2 item slots he's got with useful things in is Crucible and Slumbering Husk, and Slumbering Husk isn't that useful.
Like heroes with 2 legs use 1 boot. Heroes with 4 legs use 2 boots. That's
I see. It's just
simple logic.
I see. You've made sense to me there.
Tribe, move down. There is vision from Nova. Tribe, go and drop their own scout cam, realizing there were double cams down by Nova. Look at the strategy. Now you can't even clear the other cam out. There's 2. Gabe Bizzle pulls the trigger on the gauntlet. Delphi's inside. That's the tankiest target. Starting stays on the back. Truth as well. They're trying to kite. They're doing a great job thus far. Joseph absorbing a lot of damage for Tribe, but he's down. Max Green and Gabe Bizzle dropping down low as well. Chuck doing his best along with Old School. Now Old School's in the thick of things. He can't get out of it.
Oh, Nova!
They took 4 down with Gabe Bizzle, the last man standing. There will be no defense. Tribe Gaming have fallen. Nova Esports have done it, taking Tribe down 2-0 here in the VPL Summer Open Championship. So many predictions were just ruined. Scoundrel, this Nova squad is for real.
They are an incredible set of players with high mechanical prowess. Truth looked like an absolute god this series, and starting wasn't half bad himself either. That last fight there, they tried to all in Truth, knowing that he was the key late game component, but Truth perfectly timing his jumps with some great support from his team, and he was able to heal back with that Serpent's Mask and the heavy damage that he was dealing so nicely. Incredible stuff. Our VPL champions ousting Tribe, which nobody expected, are Nova.